Hi everybody! Today we are going to be making something called Surprise Big Mouth Fish. And I'm going to explain why it's called Surprise Big Mouth Fish in about 10 more seconds. Because what you see here is a nice fish just swimming in the water, just really nice happy fish, just minding his own business until this fish finds something good to eat and all of a sudden, voila! Ferocious eating piranha fish. So I'm going to teach you the simple and easy and fun way to make this fun and interactive fish so that you can go up to someone and be like, look at my sweet innocent fish, until it goes waha! And this is for you to learn how to draw. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to put this fish over this way just so you can kind of see it over here. And I need something to keep him from popping up. So I'm going to put a ruler down, right like that. All right, here we go. With a fresh sheet of paper, computer paper works, you're going to take this piece of paper and we want it to be in the shape of what I call a door, meaning the long way. All right, I say door, I say window, that's for fun. Not the professional terms, but it's fun. Door, whoops, window. All right, so starting with our long way of the paper, which in professional terms is called portrait. We're going to do it in portrait mode. We're going to take this piece of paper and from the bottom, we're going to fold it up to the top of the page. All right, crease, crease. There we go. We have it. Folded it up. Now, I'm going to take the top flap, not the entire thing. I'm taking just the top flap and I'm going to fold my top flap, keeping this part on the bottom, fold my top flap, and I'm going to fold it down to this part of where I just folded. So now I have this. That's what I've got. All right, I took the entire paper, folded it in half, took the top half of this paper and I folded it to where I folded the first time. And this is what we have. We've got this shape. All right, let's keep going. Let's draw our fish. And only our nice, happy, calm fish. Totally just swimming along, you know, just having a good time. So this is where we're going to create we're going to create all of the details of this fish over here. And I like to start with the body. But what I like to do is I want to make sure, you know, I'm going to say to draw an oval, but we don't want to draw a giant oval where we run out of room to create the tail, that we run out of room to make the fins on the tops and the bottoms. So we want to kind of just eyeball with our fingers, just kind of draw imaginary lines, look at it, you know, maybe draw without putting your pencil to the paper yet, and just kind of get an idea of where your oval is going to go, with room for your tail, room for your fins on the top and the bottom, but still to make it big enough so that it's not some teeny tiny little fish right there. We want to make it a nice big fish, right? Really filling the whole page. So with that being said, you're going to draw a nice big oval. And I start at the top and I continue on the bottom over my flap. So the whole oval goes over the top and the bottom. I'm not lifting this, I'm not opening it, I'm keeping my hand here, my other hand that I don't draw with, I'm keeping that here, so that way I can go the entire shape of this piece of paper, this size paper. Now, from here, I'm going to make a diagonal line coming out this way, a diagonal line coming out, diagonal line coming out this way. Now, I have my diagonal line pointing this way towards the right top corner, this one pointing to the right bottom corner. And now I'm going to make the number 3. Well, no, actually, I'm not going to make the number 3. That would be this way. We're going to go backwards 3. 1 bump, 2 bump, 3 bump. Doesn't matter how many bumps you make. 4, 5, I'm just counting for fun. 7, I don't even know what I'm up to. And there we go. We have our fishtail. And what I like to do is take these lines and just draw diagonal lines to the back of the fish body, right there at the end. And again, make sure that you really keep this hand here, these fingers here, to keep it down so that we're not going underneath, we're not going all the way around. We want to draw just right on top as if this is just one piece of paper. That's it, just one piece of paper. Okay, Now let's move on to the top fin. This top fin, I draw just kind of like a squiggly line like that, like zoop. And then I do the same thing with the point here. I point it from this point and I do another squiggly line and bring it down. And that's my little fin. This guy, whoops, see, it keeps popping up. This guy over here, we've got another fin down here. I don't really know my fish terminology. I'm going to do the same thing, little flip flop, but I think this is, I don't really know. I really should read up on my my fish terminology, but another fin, another, I'm not sure what it's called, but another little thing right under here. I like to go inside of my fish now. We're going to do the inside of the body. So the back half of his body, we're going to add the scales. So again, just like I made the end of the fin, I'm going to do that right about here, kind of towards the middle, a little bit past the middle of his body. I'm going over here and I'm making scales. Now you could continue making the scales by just making these bumps coming around like this, or you could just make more bumps, a little bit more just like that. It depends how you want to create your scales. It's up to you. And boom. All right, now I'm going to come down here, and over here I'm going to make this little fin right here, this little floppy fin. So this is, I'm going to draw kind of what looks like a hot dog, a little round it up, and I've got a little diagonal hot dog. And from this little diagonal hot dog, I'm going to come around and make a curved line, another curved line, and connect the two curved lines. And then 1, 2, 3 dashes. And that's my little flappy fin. Flappy fin. Say that 10 times fast. How about it? Okay, let's go over here, the eye. Now, the eye, we're going to keep that above this bendy part. We're going to keep the eye up top here. And I'm going to draw a nice big O, the letter O. O. And coming from right around here, right there, my O, I'm going to draw an extra line and then end it right there. So I'm not going all the way around, I'm just making an extra line just around the right side of my circle, of my O. And right here in the middle, I'm going to make a smaller O. And this, if you're using a marker, you can color it in. If you're using a pencil, you can wait until you have a marker to color it in, and that is my fish eye. That's my big fish eye. Okay, here we go. Last but not least, for our happy little fish swimming in the water. Last but not least, we have the mouth. Now the mouth, if you can see here, it's basically a sideways heart. So we're going to draw a sideways heart. If it's easier, you can turn your whole paper around and then draw the heart, but it's basically from the flap on one side, on the top half, right on this piece where the eye is, we're going to draw one heart, one side of the heart, and the other side on this flappy part, we're going to draw the other heart. You don't have to make the dippy part where it's going in like that, just the sides and the sides of a heart. That's it, just like that. You could go in a little bit if you want, you don't have to. See? There's my little heart. Turn it around and look what we have. A nice, cute fish. How sweet. What a sweet fish. But you guys, this fish is hungry. This fish is turning ferocious. This fish is hangry. This fish really needs food. Ah! All right, here we go. We gotta make him our ferocious piranha fish now. How do we do that? Putting this guy over to the side. I'm going to open up this guy. And what happens when I open up the fish that I made? I just made this really nice fish, correct? Okay, well, oh man, I just ruined the fish I made. But wait, did I really? Or am I going to make it super cool and super interactive? So here we go. Just like you do those dot-to-dot books, right? Those dot-to-dot books, and it creates pictures. We're basically going to dot to dot our fish. So I like to start with how I started in the beginning, with my fish body. So I'm going to go from this part of the body to this part of the body and draw a nice long line, and I connect it. I'm going to go to my fish tail and continue my bumps. Bump, ba-da-bump, 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 all the way down. And I'm going to draw my lines. You can go slower than I'm going. Make it, make it how you want to make it. And I'm going to go over to my fish scales and I'm going to bump, 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 bump all the way down. Connect, 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 connect to the next one. And bump, 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 bump. So however many rows of scales you have on this and this, that's the same amount that you want for the middle. You want to keep the entire thing consistent. Consistent, meaning keep it the same, consistent, the same as how it has been. Just so that it looks like the same fish when you open it and when you close it, that you know that it's the same fish. All right, now obviously we don't have to connect an eye to an eye. We don't have to connect the fins to the fins. Those we leave alone. So now we've gotten to the mouth part. Here is how we do the mouth part. Okay, so we're going to go from this inner heart, right? Not this line that's sticking out, not that line. We're going to ignore that line for a minute. We're going to go to this part where we did the inner part of the heart. And we're going to connect this inner part of the heart to this part of the heart, the inner part, not the long ones, not the long lines. We're ignoring both long lines. So we're going from this heart shape and we're going to make a nice curved line to this heart shape. Okay, now what are we going to do with this long piece here? We're going to curve this down and then just kind of end it somewhere here. And we're going to curve this up and kind of end it. So we kind of have that mouth. That's the look we're going for. Now, we're going to put in our teeth. Everything that we want to put inside here, we want to make sure that it's only staying within the mouth and that anything we draw isn't going to stick up above or stick down below. So what do I mean by that? Anything that we draw inside here, like a really surprised and fairly scared fish, right? We want to make sure that everything stays in here so that when we fold it back up, all we've got is this really nice sweet fish, right? We don't want to see anything poking out from up top here. We don't want anything, coming down from down here. We want the whole thing to just be hidden. That's the whole surprise big fish, right? So we're going to put some teeth in here. Again, make sure it's underneath your fish and underneath the flap. And I'm going to put a tooth here. Nice sharp tooth there. A nice sharp triangle tooth here. Another one here. And one more for good luck over here. Now inside here, you draw whatever you want this fish to be eating. What would you like your fish to be chomping on? There are so many things that you could make your fish chomp on. I mean, whatever. It's up to you. I'll put in this cute little fish. Poor little fish. Maybe he swims away. You never know. You can put in whatever you think would be fun, funny, silly, anything that would be entertaining. So for this fish, I'll just show you how to make this fish. I start with the letter C, and then I make a curved line coming up from the top of the C and then down, curved line coming down from the bottom of the C and up, and then a diagonal line coming out, and connect those diagonal lines. Here's the eye, here's some bubbles, here's an exclamation point, here's a fin, can add a little more fin, and there's my poor little fish. Oh man. All right, this is where we have surprise big mouth fish. And you fold it up and you've got this. You go over to your kid brother, kid sister, and you go boom. All right, this is where the coloring comes in. This is where you can choose any color you want. You can choose markers, you can choose crayons. I think I'll go with markers. Markers sometimes pop things out a little bit more. And one thing that I like to do is I like to do colors that go nicely together. So I chose complementary colors for my tail. You can choose, again, any colors that you think go nicely together. This is purple. I think it's coming out, I don't know, like a blue in the screen, but that's okay. And I'm going to do purple, and then I'm just going to do color patterns. So color patterns basically are patterns, and a pattern is something that repeats itself over and over again. And patterns can be anything. And color patterns are when you take whatever color you want and just make a pattern. Red, orange, yellow, blue. Red, orange, yellow, blue, right? Red, green, red, green, red, green. So here I'm going to do purple, yellow, purple, yellow, purple, yellow, yellow. I can do a different color pattern for my scales. I can do rainbow pattern for my scales. I can do one color for my scales. This is where you can color in your fish however you want. So I'm going to keep on coloring my fish right now. You keep coloring your fish, and then we'll see where everyone's at when we're all done. And this is where you have completed your colorful big mouth surprise, what did we call it? Surprise big mouth fish. And there you have it. And you are done. If you did this in pencil, you can just jump right into coloring, or you can go over your pencil in a black marker first to really make things pop. I did the whole thing in marker, and then I colored my ocean in crayon. So you can switch things up. You can do marker and crayon, just marker. It's completely up to you. Choosing your color pattern is up to you. But the main thing is to have fun and to enjoy your interactive surprise big mouth fish. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!